What's up, everybody? It's Overflow Nexus back again, giving you the latest and greatest updates on the financial markets and world events. We are back again, giving you another live stream. I did a live stream earlier this morning. If you caught that live stream, this is the second live stream for today. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody is good. Hope you are well rested. I have a few things to cover today. I will go over the market. I will go over some stuff that has been on my mind, especially when it comes to the seasons and the time that we're living in. So I won't be on here long because I got to wake up early in the morning, start my day and all that. So bear with me. If you are just hopping on here, go ahead, hit that like button. Say where you're from, say what's up. I got the chat right here. I'll be reading the chat as well. So, we're about to get into this, but say what's up. I like to be interactive with you guys if there's anything to be interactive about. But I'm gonna go over some news here too as well. Stuff that I'm going to cover as far as global events, the crypto markets, and anything else that comes to mind. But it's just these things need to be talked about. These things need to be spoken, confronted and, put out in the public, because a lot of people are not realizing where we are headed in the world. Well, some may see it, some may not. So it's good to point out the times and seasons that we're in, just so we're not ignorant of the times that are going forward as we progress, into 2022. So I did want to cover this. Let me go ahead and switch this real quick. All right here. So I did want to cover this. Anybody that lives in New York, because this is something that's very interesting, especially, given the fact that, they're trying to take people's rights away from them. They're trying to, make people, bow down to the agenda that they're trying to do, and people are not really standing up or speaking against these things. They're just letting it happen, and no one's saying anything. So it's more voices need to be, speaking up about these things, and it's sad, but it is what it is. Let's see. I have some comments. Rita and Jackie. Hey, Miss Rita. Hey, Jackie. I see y'all. But yeah, these are things that need to be discussed. We're living in some scary times. If you are living in New York City, here's the post that I had, put up not too long ago, like 48 minutes ago, right here. New York City is set to enforce the nation's sketchiest vaccine mandate later this month. All private sector employees will be required to be fully vaccinated, with the mandate extending the customers of those businesses. And then you say Cash Flow TV reports from outside City Hall in Manhattan. So this is something, if you are on Twitter, this is something that you may want to look into. Watch this video. I did post this video on Twitter. I retweeted it. But I am concerned because I do have family and friends that live in New York, and it's kind of crazy the direction that the world is going into. So we need to be vigilant. We need to be speaking up about these things and pointing out, what the direction the world is going into. This is just a precursor. These mandates on the vaccination. One day they have you asking you to get vaccinated. Next thing you know, if you're not vaccinated, or if you're not bowing down to their agenda, they're going to start stripping away your rights as a citizen of the United States. So it is something to be aware of. This is something that we need to speak on. This is not just in the United States. This is also in other countries, other states as well. Canada is going through something similar right now. Have posted that, I think, on Facebook. I forgot to post it on Twitter. But these are things that we need to really pay attention to. And, tying this all in, you see everything's going digital. And, looking at it from, you can look at it from many perspectives. But this is just, something that I've been thinking about. Everything's that's going digital now. It's all going to be in one thing. If you understand blockchain is really literally a system that's designed to be linked to, everything digitally. And imagine if you didn't take a vaccination, you wouldn't get access to your, your finances, especially when it came to, vaccinations and such. So it is something that we have to be, thinking about. We have to be praying about. We have to be, you know, we have to really pay attention to what's going on, especially, during these times, because I noticed that, when you speak about these things, and there's people that, agree with the vaccination, there's people that disagree with it, there's people that agree with the mask, there's people that disagree with the mask. You're never going to please people 100%. It's going to be a time where you're going to have to stand up for what you believe in. Right or wrong, people are going to believe what they want to believe. But you're going to have to pick a side. There's not going to be an in-between. There's no such thing as in-between, because in-between means you're being lukewarm and you're not really picking, right from wrong or wrong from right, whatever you are, because it's really getting to that point. So this is just a precaution that, really take note of this. A lot of people are going to start butting heads in the near future. A lot of people are already butting heads right now about this. But we have to really understand what's really the goal here is to get control at the end of the day. And eventually, I'm telling you, your rights are going to start being stripped away. And some people, this goes into traveling, because I have a friend in the UK, can't even travel because they don't have a vaccination, which is crazy. So you have to be vaccinated to travel in the UK, or you have to have some type of proof of work or whatever the case may be. So you got to understand that everything that's happening is not just happening in America, it's happening all over the world, and we have to really pay attention to what's going on. Let me see another thing that I posted. Let me see if I can find it. I need to answer that message later. Let's see. Let me go to my profile. So there was a comment that someone on Twitter, I follow him. I like what he has to say about the market. He's very analytical. I don't know him personally, but I do follow his work, and he does say some things that are pretty interesting, especially as a day trader perspective, and also perspective as, just somebody that's not money hungry, that's always trying to figure out what's the end goal of this whole crypto space. I've been talking about this for a long time. As far as crypto, a lot of people in the crypto space, are relying on the crypto as on their investments. It's either relying too much on their investment, relying too much on, their reward being from their investments, and that's not where your reward is. Your reward is in God and Jesus Christ. So I don't know, that's just me saying this. People have different beliefs, but this is what I believe personally. I don't think you should put so much stock, so much belief into a system that's not even regulated. I don't think people should put too much belief in a man, a woman, a system, a company, a business, because everything else could fall, but Jesus Christ and his kingdom, God's kingdom, does not fail. So, this is somebody I do look at. He said here on Twitter, the blind leading the blind. And what he's saying here is because there's been a lot of people on the social media, especially on Twitter, that's been promoting cryptocurrencies or promoting, just buy, don't even think about selling. Hold your investment, which is really not a good idea, especially if you don't know how to read charts for yourself, if you don't know where to invest. There's a lot of people saying and giving advice that shouldn't be giving advice in the crypto space or, in general about investing. And that's a scary thing, because a lot of people are losing money or missing out on, getting capital gains because they are not pulling out in time in the market. And that's a dangerous place to be at, because you're just listening to everybody, but you're not praying about it. You're not asking God, should I take out my investment? Should I, hold? What should I do with my money that I put in? These are things that you really have to think about, be cognizant about. And, there's always this saying, do not follow the majority, because, when a lot of people are heading in one direction, usually the opposite's about to happen. Usually there's going to be a flip, or there's going to be a change suddenly. So you have to be careful when it comes to who you're listening to in the market, who you're taking advice from, and also what do you even have a strategy when you're entering into this market. Excuse me. So this is what the article says, or what he was saying here. He says people who want a bear market to crash to accumulate more coins have no idea what they're talking about. It's not a call to be taken lightly. Like, you really got to be careful, for people just saying buy, buy, buy. But here, reading on further, it says no, really. Are they out of their mind? Do they have any idea how long a bear market can last? How many coins can be lost and eaten up forever? And that's true, because we had a bear market. The 2017 bear market lasted nearly 3 years for most, coins. Who knows if we go into another bear market? Who knows how long that's going to last? That could last, it could be maybe a week. It could be maybe 2 months, maybe a whole year, maybe 2 years. You don't know how long a bear cycle is going to last. That's why you can't just, listen to everybody blind. You have to do research on your own, make up your own decisions, pray about it, because this is why a lot of people are losing money. And I've been seeing it all over Twitter that a lot of people are losing money and complaining about the market because they're putting so much stock into people's advice, putting so much stock into believing in their investment, and listening to silly riddles as well on Twitter. So it's very dangerous to be in a place like this as well. But reading further, it says the bear market knew to eat the coins that were in the top 10. So we only have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP out there that survived it from 2013. It says here the dip is one thing, crash in a bear is another, and it can last for a long period of time. Just the point that I was bringing up. What bear brings to us: general distrust in cryptocurrency, which you see people are losing interest in, distrusting cryptocurrency right now. Investors are losing confidence in the market. That's happening right now. Prices are decreasing for possibility longer period of time. It's a possibility. Who knows? Negative talk of cryptocurrency in news, social media, mainstream media, and so on. So there's so much. There's a lot of positives, a lot of negative going on. But when it comes to, listening and observing, not just, use your mind as well. Pray about it. Use wisdom. Discern what's going on. Because I said this, I think, earlier this year as well. I said they're going to, this is just my personal opinion. You don't have to take it, but from looking at the charts and watching how they've been doing the market, I said these markets are not going to, last like people are thinking. I think they're going to really try to drown people out, try to, suck people out of the market, take as much money, because there's been people talk about there's going to be a huge wealth transfer, but there's a huge wealth transfer. It could be a lot of things. It hasn't been specified, but you see that the middle class is starting to disappear. It's, imagine the middle class is disappearing, and you're only going to have rich and poor. What if there's no in between? Notice how there's people that are making money, investing back into the market, and they're becoming whales or whatever the case may be, and cycling out. They're taking profit. They're not just holding. You got to learn to take profit. That's why you have to be careful of how you're approaching this market. Let me finish this part. And it says, and no, I don't wish for a bear market so I could accumulate more coins. Some dips are totally fine. For me, DCA is also a good strategy for a long-term investor. And then he says, why the hell I want a bear market? It's not that fun at all. But this is the reality of investing. You can't rely on investing. You can't rely on, something that's not 100%. The only thing 100% is, following God, following what he has, his plans for you, following what he has to say. That's the only thing that's going to be 100% in your life. not the market, nothing else outside that, business, relationships. Only thing that's going to be 100% is God's word. And that's why it's important to, shift your mind to a place where you could receive and hear from him. It's not easy. Of course, it's not easy, but you just have to, be, be in a place where you are in full surrender. Even if you don't believe in Christ, you have to, try to understand, okay, maybe there's something I am missing in my life. Ask yourself questions. Is there something I'm missing in life? Am I not understanding something? Because God says my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And when you don't have knowledge on something, it means you also don't have understanding on something as well, because knowledge and understanding go hand in hand. So when you don't have that understanding and that knowledge on things, life could go haywire, and that's when stuff starts to go bad. It's like if you're going to take a math test and say you didn't study all semester long, you're just about to do the finals, you didn't study at all, and you finally get to that test, you might not do so well. You really won't do well because you don't know the criteria or how to use the formulas on that test. So you just like in life, you have to have application of the things that you are getting into, understand what you're getting into, really dive into it, have knowledge about it, have wisdom about it, be knowledgeable about what you're getting into before you just jump in blindly. And that's why he was saying here, the blind leading the blind, because there's a lot of people out there leading people blind, and a lot of people are giving up hope, and it's a very scary place. It's a very scary place to be at. So, I just say, above all else, be in prayer, be, trying to be in a place where you are going to, you're going to really meditate on what's going on and observe what's going on, because there's too much at stake right now, too much going on the left, too much going on the right. And then you have, stuff going on in the news, mandates, and there's so much to, think about right now. So really, really pray about it. I really urge you to really have a sincere prayer life, because if you really don't have a prayer life, you're going to get swallowed up for what's to come in the future, because there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that we don't even know of yet. And me personally, like I said, this is just my opinion. I think they're going to drag this out as long as possible just to suck the money out of people. I've been hearing some other people think the same way as well, but it's something I'm going to be praying about. Ask the Lord to reveal that to me, because there's something that I don't trust about crypto 100%. I don't trust anything 100% in this world. But there's something else behind the scenes that we are not, really identifying. So we have to be careful about that. Let me see. Anything else that I need to cover as far as news? Okay, apparently Robert Kiyosaki just posted this 11 minutes ago. He said this is his prediction. He said Biden to step down soon. Kamala will be first female president. This was planned all along. Trump ruined Hillary's ascension following Obama. God have mercy on us. Oh, I like that. If you think about it, a lot of people been saying this as well, because this is, I'm not going to talk bad about Biden, but, he needs prayer as well as the next person. Everybody needs prayer. But, he's not right in his mind. He doesn't make sound decisions. He says certain things that are off, and, does certain things. But, we just got to keep him in prayer. We got to keep this country in prayer. But I do believe that the agenda was to really get Kamala in office, especially because it's going to open doors for other things that they've been planning, especially to also it's gonna empower women, but there's gonna be something that they use to pervert that long term. But we'll see. That's just my thoughts, it's opinions. So you don't have to take it as gold, but just something to think about, pray about, get wisdom about it. But as for that, I do think there's going to be some deception going on with that. Let's see. This is. Let me see if there's any more news for me to cover here on Twitter. If not, I will jump right into some Bitcoin technical analysis and also some other market analysis for us, because market is interesting right now. It's in an interesting place. If you were on my live stream earlier, I was saying that Bitcoin was going to probably move lower in the near future. We are currently moving up, and also let me go over this one more time. This is what I was also saying earlier in today's live stream. Excuse me. Right there. Ooh, excuse me, I'm burping all over the place. So right here, I was showing here, if you see that, the market made a higher high here, while the, buying pressure, buyers were actually leaving the market in and out. They were in and out of this market, but buying pressure, started getting weaker. It never really hit a higher volume, and you got bearish divergence, which is why the market dumped off here. So that's what I was saying. And, we are at a critical point here as well. We are holding this key June level, so we could get a bounce higher from here, which is very possible. But if we do break this key June level, start moving lower, and we will start to head probably lower to this bottom cloud level, and then probably lower to this green area at the bottom of this box, which is the neckline of this double top pattern, or this M pattern, this gigantic M pattern here. So if I was to draw this gigantic M pattern out, this would be the market move right here. So this is what I'm noticing. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm saying that it's a possibility, because buyers are actually leaving the market based off the weekly time frame. So it is something to be aware of and be watching. And then even not only that, it's also on the monthly time frame as well, right in here. So you guys, be very careful on what you are investing in, because there's a lot going on that we are not paying attention to, especially if you can't read charts for yourself. There's some danger in this space, and you see here, we actually might even pull back to the key June on the monthly time frame, which will take us down to, let's see, 36,000 level, 36,600 level. So be mindful of this, and if we break that, yeah, then we're falling down to lower prices. But just be careful. I'm not saying that that's gonna happen. I'm just saying, just be mindful of this, and it won't hurt to see if we are really a strong market, to see if price does fall back down to, the 20K range, 19K range, the last all-time high. Well, the first really all-time high right here, and then before these all-time highs were made. But this is something to watch. We may come back down to this fractal level, test it, and then start moving back up to the upside. So I am going to be watching that very carefully. But let's see currently what's happening in the market as we speak. So right now the market is coming down lower. I did mark this area. Why did I mark this area for? Oh yeah, right here. I was actually supposed to box this here. And let me get rid of this. Actually, I'm gonna keep that. So this is what I'm looking at right here. So this area was what I was looking at. It's actually supposed to be right here. I do believe that the markets, let me also take this off so I can explain a little better. All right, here we go. So we had our old fractal level here, broke it big time with this major dump to the downside. You see sellers enter the market here. So sellers were entering here, and you see strong bearish momentum in sellers coming into this market. Another thing that I'm noticing is currently market is trying to come back up right now, but the bad thing about this is the sellers, buyers are trying to get through here, but it looks like we're already seeing some rejection as well. So we might start moving to the downside. I won't enter the market until this candle closes, I want to see how this candle closes because we could still push higher. Still too early to call. This is a daily time frame, so we still have 21 hours for this candle to close. But looking at this market, it does look like it is getting, weak here. So we will see. You never know until the candle closes. That's why I always say wait till the candle closes. If you come down to the 4-hour time frame, you also see rejection here. You also see sellers are losing some momentum here. Buyers are coming into the market, which is why you see this is coming up and selling pressure is weakening here. But we don't have any indication of blue yet, so we don't have any buyers officially pushing or breaking past this point. Now let's say if we do get that, the next level to pay attention to would be this green zone in here. See if price could manage to push up higher. If buyers manage to push the market up higher to this point, which will take us to between 53K to 54K range. So that'll be interesting to seeing if we could do that at all. But right now we are already showing signs of rejection. So the time frame that we really should be paying attention to is the 1 hour and the 15. If you see here, let's see, right here on the 1 hour time frame, we have buyers entering the market here, but look at the volume. It's getting smaller and smaller each step right here, which is saying this is still weak. You see that it's trying to push, but this is saying that the market's still weak for buyers. So we could probably play price action and get in a sell position here and ride this market back down into this area and see what happens from there. But right now it's just a waiting game. You don't want to jump into the market prematurely because you got to wait for candles to close. You got to wait for the signs. And if you were to get in here now, let's see. Your best bet for getting into this market would be putting a sell order underneath this wick and then putting for day traders I'm talking about. For day trading, if you're going to get into this market, your sell entry or sell stop, sell limit should be around this level, around the, let's see, 50K 388 range, and then stop loss should be up here somewhere. Or if you don't want to do that, you could just walk the market up and just move it underneath here. Follow the market to limit limit your stop loss. So instead of having your entry here, put your entry here. It's closer to the stop loss, or just move it up as the market moves up. But we are showing some signs of rejection already, with little volume of buyers pushing this higher. So if we can't break this high here, we're gonna have some problems. So be paying attention to that if you are a day trader. It is getting ugly in this market, so we might bleed out some more. Let's see. Let's go to XRP. And if y'all have any requests as well, let me know. I will speak on the request and we could go from there. XRP is pretty much doing something very identical to Bitcoin. We did get very close to this level here. Let's see, where we stop at? Yeah, we got very close to this area, but or this area here. But looking at this market, we are still continuing to the downside, or we still have some bearish tendencies. Best thing to do, honestly, if you're trading just the daily time frame, is box this market in. Wait till we get a breakout here. We still have sellers entering the market. I did say this on my Discord a few days ago, or a day or so ago. I said sellers are entering the market, and you see right here, if I put a line there, where are we at? Oh man, it's not clicking. There we go. So like I said, sellers are entering right here, and you see that we had some selling pressure from this point all the way down to 74 cents. So yeah, we were entering, had selling pressure very strong coming into this market. But we need to see how the market's going to fare here, because if I extend this over, let's see if we have a level here. Let's see if we have a level. So we have some support over here. So let's see how the market's going to do at this level. If we could hold this and maintain and move higher, which we may. So let me move this over as well. Move this here. So we could enter back into this zone before sellers enter in again, and then we'll probably see an in-wave structure back to the downside. taking us probably even lower, or probably to test these levels again. But I do think the market is going to move lower at this point. I just don't know exactly when. I am seeing, sellers entering this market, or going to start entering the market eventually. So something to also think about as well. Let me move this. Let me see if we have any divergence here. This market is flat here. You do see buyers coming in this market. So yeah, we actually might come up first, probably here, and then we'll get our move back down. So let's see how we fare at this fractal level too. I want to see if we could manage to break this level. If we manage to break this level, we will definitely see higher prices. But if we can't and we fail to do so, expect this market to start moving back to the downside. I'm just going to wait and see, because there's too much noise right now to really consider what the market's going to do. So let's see. Let's go to Ethereum. We looked at Bitcoin already. Ethereum, I think earlier today, I was saying that Ethereum's not doing too bad. I said Ethereum is actually doing better than most of the market, which is surprising. I was saying on earlier live stream that Ethereum will hold here and start moving up. And you see Ethereum did move up right there at that level. So we're gonna have to watch and see how Ethereum performs here. Overall, Ethereum is still bullish. Right? And at least according to the cloud, we're still bullish. But we still need to break above this cloud to really remain bullish. You do see sellers for Ethereum. Economy is starting to weaken here. You see that it's going to go up. So there's buyers entering into this market for Ethereum. The reason why I think Ethereum is doing so well, because a lot of NFTs, I said this earlier, a lot of NFTs are on Ethereum and Solana. A lot of NFTs use Ethereum and Solana, so that's another reason why Ethereum prices may be doing well, because the ecosystem for Ethereum is moving quite a bit compared to XRP and Bitcoin at this time. So it is going to be interesting to see how the market fares here. I do believe that we may see Ethereum probably have a shot at getting back up here before before it makes this final decision. But we will see. I can't put a mark on that yet. I can't make that claim yet, because we have not broken this cloud, which makes me want to go down to a lower time frame. Because if you look here, we're already hitting resistance on this cloud. Any no divergence here either, so we'll see what happens here. If we get selling pressure or like bearish price action, so for instance, if we're trading just support and resistance right here, like let's pretend Ichimoku's not even here. Let's go ahead and take Ichimoku off. Let's say if we were trading this fractal level here, if we were trading that, notice how the market is pushing back up to this level. Let me get out the brush so I could mark it for you guys. So we are pushing back into this level here. Now say if we hold here, and you see we have bearish price action, you're going to see the market start to do something like this. Make an in-wave structure to the downside. Probably reach here and probably see if we go lower. But that's why you got to be patient. You have to be patient. You can't just jump the gun when it comes to these markets. And I'm talking to myself as well, because sometimes I get trigger hungry to get in a trade, but I have to stay disciplined and hold myself from jumping into a trade. So yeah, so Ethereum definitely worth a watch here, just to see how it's going to fare at this level. Sellers are starting to fall off, but if you see this the volume here start to get bigger, as for example, if you see that this bar here, if you notice that the next bar was bigger than the next, you want to see that happening right here. that'll, you know, start to show that sellers are back in control in this market. But we're not seeing that right now. So there's no real answer for this market, but just wait. Let's see, Solana. I do know a few people are invested in Solana, and I do know some people invested in Doge. So I mean, Shiba Inu. So I'll look at Shiba Inu next. But looking here, Solana did have some hidden divergence, I believe. You see, it was holding flat, but sellers were leaving the market. So you see, buyers are starting to come in now. So if you were getting into this market, you should have already been in right here, because we had a bullish engulfing candle. So you could have put your entry there, stop loss down here, and you would have been in some profit. You would have made at least probably a good, a good 5% right there. That's not bad. So that's still a good increase in, especially, thinking about how banks take your money. They don't even give you 0.1%, barely even that. So, it's good to see this here, like an increase like that. But looking at this for Solana, it's hard to say, but right now it looks like the market does have a chance of moving a little bit higher. We do have a C clamp here, so we could move back to this Kijun here, and that's what I am going to be. That's going to be my bias for now, until we see otherwise. I want to see what happens here first. Once we are able to establish what's happening in here, I have a better idea of what's going on with Solana. But looking at it, I do think this market does have a chance of moving higher. Let me see. There we go. Let me move that to the 4-hour. Let's see. Daily. Alright, so that's it for Solana. I don't really see too much. I do see that on the daily time frame that sellers are trying to enter this market, so be careful. But there is is that divergence? Yeah, there is slight divergence too. So you got this coming up, then this bullish divergence. So this actually might come up. Yeah, you see that. Let me show you. And also depends on how this is going to perform too. Right there. If this breaks through here, then what I said is invalid. You also have a little Y wave action going on right here. Those that are not familiar with Ichimoku, this is a Y wave. In regular trading, this is called a expanding triangle, I believe. I'm not sure. But in the Japanese style of trading, this is called a Y wave. So this could be 50-50. But right now, we see buyers are trying to enter this market. You see divergence here. So we might start pushing up higher for this. So, you already see signs of rejection here. You have 1, 2, 3 rejection levels here. Then 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have a lot of rejection already here in this area. If I extend this over, you can see a lot of rejection already here. So take that into consideration as well. We might actually hold here and move higher. So just be watching that for Solana. Because like I said, Ethereum's in Solana, their ecosystem, because a lot of people are using them for NFTs right now. They're prepped and primed to do very well against, other assets like XRP and Bitcoin. They're not going to do as hot because they don't have an ecosystem like Solana and Ethereum right now currently. But that could all change. We don't know when, but that could change soon. But that's something to think about. Looking at Shibby. Let me see. I did look at SHIB earlier. I'm trying to remember the time frame. So it was a 4-hour. Here we go. I was saying that SHIB is trying to make its way to the upside. So anybody that is invested in SHIB, you have some breathing room right now. This has been flat, and you see, let me see here, that the market has been moving up as well. So let me take Ichimoku off. Let me do this. So yeah, right there, you see that there's a little bit of divergence. I don't know if y'all could see that or not, but right in here, there's some divergence. This area is still relatively flat. We made a double bottom here. Market's moving up. So SHIB should get back on track. Not saying that it won't, like it can't, but it's also holding this fractal level, which is what I was concerned with. Honestly, I kind of wish I took profits when I had the chance because I was up pretty well up here, but it's fine. But it's still moving up. Let me see. I haven't read the comments in a while. Let's see. What's up, Edgar Rivera? How you doing? You said, hey, Overflow Nexus. Long time. Have not saw you on live. Yeah, it has been a long time. I did a live stream earlier this morning. I'm trying to do 2 live streams. You know, not every single day. Like on certain days, I put my schedule for my live stream on Twitter and also on Discord. It's also in Discord as well. So if you check there, I have my live streams time set up, so you could definitely check that out. But I appreciate you know taking the time out to even jump on this live stream. I appreciate anybody and everybody that jumped on this live stream because you could be doing something else. You don't have to waste time here. So that's a blessing just to have you on here. So I appreciate you, Edgar, for jumping in on here. And also how you been as well. It definitely has been a long time since I've done this. And I was saying earlier on my live stream, because I don't know if you could tell, but I moved into my new place. And I was, giving glory to God for what he has been doing in my life. As far as ministering to people, being obedient to what he's saying to me, try to do right, just so much that goes on to it, and it's not easy, especially when you're breaking the mold of who you are as a person, because we always want to. It's easier to follow your flesh than it is to follow the spirit, because it says in the word that the heart is deceitful above all things. And if you really look at that, like, you really have to do a heart check, because your heart is flesh, and you really have to check yourself every day and see where you're at, especially when it comes to where you stand with the Lord. So, but other than that, yeah, I've been, as you can see, this is my new place I'm in. I'm happy. I'm trying to stay focused on what the Lord is telling me to do, especially because, man, social media is a monster. I'm telling you, y'all. Like, y'all have no idea. Like, let me just like, there's times, like, and I understand more and more as the days go by. You really, if you're on social media and you have a platform, or you're doing anything really as far as putting yourself out there, you really have to not care what people say or think, because a lot of people don't know you. A lot of people don't walk in your shoes. You gotta just do you, live according to what the Lord is doing for your life. People will either hate that or respect it. This goes back to being obedient, because on Twitter, some of you guys, I don't know, how many of you guys know that I had said I sold my XRP on Twitter, but a lot of people got upset with me saying that. I'm like, you're not even, it's not even your investment, so why are you concerned with what I'm doing? But the moment I said God told me to sell my XRP, people went crazy. And you have to do what the Lord says, even if it don't make sense at the time. It's obedience is better than sacrifice, and that's all that matters at the end of the day, is if you're being obedient to the Lord. It does not matter what someone thinks about you. It does not matter what their opinion. It does not matter, because all that matters is your relationship with the Lord, what you're doing as far as what he's telling you to do, and sticking with it. Because people could have all opinions about you, because they had, the Pharisees had a lot of opinions about Jesus. The disciples had their fair share of that. But you have to realize at the end of the day, when it comes to being in a place of influence, so to speak, you're gonna have a lot more. You're gonna have a bigger target on your back because you're putting yourself out there. People want to see you fail. Not, I'm not saying everybody because that's not true, but there are people out there that genuinely want to see you succeed. So you have to, who really wants to see you succeed, who wants to see you fail, because people don't care about you at the end of the day. Some do, some don't, but that's why I don't put my trust in people. My trust is always in God. And the Bible even says don't trust man anyway. So I don't really trust too many people. I trust people to an extent, but not fully to where I have you, leading my life. No, never that. Mm-mm. But that's just something I wanted to share. You said everything's been good with you. Everything's good. Hope all is well with you. Gala is something I hold. So I appreciate you, saying hope all is well with me. I hope all is well with you as well. Gala, I'm not sure if I've ever looked at Gala. Let me see if they even have that chart. Well, it looks like they do. So let's take a peek. Let's take a look at your coin, my friend. Ooh, let me see. I don't like that. That's nasty. There are buyers trying to enter here, but one thing that I'm not digging here, there is no divergence either. We are stuck in a giant P wave. Wow, that false breakout was something serious. I don't know what that was about. What happened here? Was there any news on Gala? Because wow, that wick. Or was this the same day of when the market totally crashed for Bitcoin and all of them? Because this went in the opposite direction and Bitcoin was going down. So this is interesting. What I do like here, let me do this. Well, how am I going to draw this? So here. That's a little deep, but it's fine. Here's a order block, which is something that I learned recently. An order block is when you have this high here, you're taking the high here and this low, and you're boxing this in and seeing if the market's going to come back to this area. And you see, if we had marked this area here, the market went up, came back to this area to test it, and you see what's happening now. So as long as we hold above this green zone, which is a pretty thick zone, you should see the market start to move higher here. So I am taking that into consideration as well. Let me zoom out, see if there's any divergence here. Give me some time. Let me see, this is going up. Nope, I don't see any divergence, so you're solid here. Let me see, you said, yeah, seeing that you sold your XRP, hey, whatever you do with your crypto is on you. True. And you said, yeah, I buy when it was, you said you buy when it was 24 cents. You bought Gala when it was 24 cents, and it's a gaming / NFT. Okay. I might look into that because I noticed that a lot of coins that are in gaming are doing really well. So I am going to look at that. Where did you buy Gala? Did you get it on like BitTrue, Uphold? I don't think it's on Coinbase, so I'm not even going to ask Coinbase. Where'd you get your Gala from? If you don't mind sharing. Let's see. Let's go to 1 hour and see what's really going on here. So 1 hour. Buyers are really trying to enter Gala right now. I don't know how strong its NFT game is, because I do know NFTs do make a big difference when it comes to the crypto space. As far as ecosystem, I noticed that if Bitcoin and XRP had a stronger NFT base, yeah, you would probably see those hold pretty well. But I see buyers are trying to enter in on Gala, but we'll see. We will see. As long as it holds above here, you should be fine. Let me take Ichimoku off. If I was to enter in here, I'm not gonna enter in yet. I want to see if it's gonna come back down to this triangle, or lower into this zone, or if it manages to make price action here and come higher, then I'll probably look to take a buy here. Also, buyers are trying to come in strong, but we'll see. It's not showing up on the candlesticks. It's showing here, but it's not showing here on the chart. Just down here on this cumulative index here, or delta. So it's interesting. I want to see what happens here, though. Let's see. You said you'll check. All right, cool. But yeah, I think just wait here. You already have that huge rejection already, so I do think that's gonna come down before it makes its next move. I do think buyers will start to take over here eventually, but I think it will come down first. You do see a lot of buyers entering this market on the hour time frame, 4-hour time frame as well. You saw that they tried to break higher, but they failed. But like I said, it's gonna be a waiting game. Don't jump the gun yet, my friend. This is gonna be a waiting game. Let's see the weekly. Well, that's not enough information to go off of. Daily's not enough information to go off of either, but there is a fractal level here. And it is holding this fractal level as we speak, so let me zoom in closer. So yeah, so the market broke this fractal here. Let me mark. So yeah, we broke this fractal here with this candle. You see the market made a high, all-time high here. Then you see the market came back to test this fractal. So now it's a matter of if we're gonna hold here and push higher. That's what you want, but there's no indication of that yet. So right now, I would just wait this out until you see some price action. There is no bullish price action here. I do want to see, let me see real quick. I do want to know how buyers are doing here. Let me see. So yeah, we don't even have no volume here, or no information here on the daily to make that decision. So kind of, missing it here. Let's see. Let me see if I could use volume here. See, so you have buyers that try to come in here, failed, and you see volume decreased hard here. So right now it's hard to say. I would not even bother right now with this, at least not yet. Just be watching this level, because we could still move lower, but like I said, just be patient. Let's see, enough of that one. Let's see, Tezos. Let's take a look at Tezos. I am going to go sleep soon because I have to wake up early. So I will take some requests if you guys have some requests. If you are new here, definitely drop a 1 in the chat. If you are not new here, just say hey. If you are new, tell me where you're from. Let's get acquainted. Let's talk. I like to, speak with the audience and see how they're doing and whatnot. But looking here, ooh, this one fell off pretty bad. I should have extended this out more, because it stayed in this mother stick candle. One of the best trading tricks in the book is to box the market in like this. And you see how the market never really broke here. You might have wicks here and there, but wicks don't mean anything. That's just deception. You see here, but we relatively remained inside this box. And then you see we had a breakout here, and you see the market start to dip lower. But other than that, the market pretty much came to a standstill, fell. Now, if we were looking at the market like this, we had a order box here. Let's extend this out. Before this broke out here, you see the market tested here, this level, and then it couldn't get back in this zone, and it fell ultimately. Came back up, fell, and then again Market tried here again at the same level, rejected again, and then sellers took over here. Let's see, sellers. I wonder if that's divergence here. Let me see. So we did have some slight divergence here. As this was going up, this was coming down. Let me check something really quick, because divergence is still something that I'm really trying to get into pretty hard, because it works. It's high probability. That's what divergence is. So I really think people should learn it. So yeah, we had some hidden divergence here. The market made a lower high while this was making higher lows here, and you see a drop off at this level. And yeah, you could have made some profit here. Probably would have to catch that on like the 4-hour time frame, if anything. Yeah, so like right in here, you would have to catch that. And it was more apparent here on the 4-hour time frame, because you see here, this was coming down, this was coming up, and then you see the double top here, then the drop. And if you had got in on that type of trade, you would have made some, that would have been some good profit. That was 76% right there, a return, which is not bad. So you gotta catch these levels. And you know, I will be doing some education lessons as well. Oops, I didn't mean to delete that. I will be doing some education lessons as well. I won't just be doing like, you know, live streaming, like just technical analysis. I want to actually, like tomorrow, if you are not subscribed, like subscribe, because I will be back on here at 8 in the morning. No, not 8 in the morning, sorry. At 9 a.m. Central Time, CST, whatever you want to call it. I will be back on here tomorrow morning. I will be doing like a teaching lesson on how I trade, what I look for when I trade, because I think it's going to benefit people to actually learn how to read charts for themselves. Stop blindly following people on Twitter for analysis. You know, not everybody that does analysis is legit. You just have to really discern what they know. Now there's some people that are just getting into trading and teaching what they're learning as they go. So I can't discredit that. So there's some people like that. So I won't bash anybody as far as that. But as far as people saying buy the dip when the market is clearly dropping, like 30+%, do not listen to that. You're just asking to get your account destroyed and not make any capital gains, which that bothers me so much when people do that, because people are putting too much hope, like I said earlier, putting too much hope in people, putting too much hope in their investment, when your hope should be in God and Jesus Christ alone. So that's why you can't just rely on trading, investing. You have to ask the Lord what He's doing, what He wants to do with you, what He wants you to invest in, what He that's what you really got to look at. But anybody have any requests? I see that there's like 7 people watching. So if you have a request, I'm reading. There's not too much going on in the chat, so I don't have much to read. But if you have a request, let me know your request. Is there anything that you want me to specifically talk about? Is there something that you have as far as investment that you want me to look at on the chart, analyze, or get my own thoughts on something? Like, let me know, because I'm here for you guys as best I can. Excuse me. But yeah, I will wait. Yeah, I will wait, because I definitely want to see if y'all have anything. Let me see. Let's see. Edgar, you said I'm tongue-tied. On another note, I know you're into UFC. Who you got this weekend? Oh man, Who was fighting? You know what? Honestly, I haven't been able to keep up with the fights lately. Who's fighting this weekend? I didn't even know there was a fight this weekend. Honestly, I kid you not. Usually I'm on top of that, but you know, since I've made my move, I haven't been paying attention to sports like that. So I have no idea. But yeah, let me know who's competing. Let me know. Let me actually look that up now. You got my interest. UFC.com. You guys, we're not only about crypto here. We also look at fights too. Oh, this is happening? Oh, wow. Wow, this is the fight that's happening. Oh, man. This is a tough one. So, let me just break this down. Which one do you want me to... Do you want me to do the main event, the co-main event, or just pick people off who you think I think will win? Because if I'm looking at this, man, it's tough. Because I do favor Charles Oliveira because he has upped his game so much since he's joined the UFC. But Dustin Poirier, he's a monster. He's an absolute monster. And he's shown time and time again not to count him out. So, for me, I'm going to go with the champion on this one. So, I'm going to go with Charles Oliveira for this one. Just because I think he's technically more sound in his striking. Dustin Poirier's stronger, but he's not as technical. Dustin Poirier is obviously stronger by far, in my opinion. But when it comes to being technical in a fight, and having a gas tank, I will go with Charles Oliveira, and I think his ground game, his submission skills are bar none. Like, I don't think Dustin Poirier could. I'm not saying that he can't be submitted because in MMA anything could happen. In the UFC anything could happen. But for that one, I'm going with Charles Oliveira. For the women's fight, no brainer, Amanda Nunes. She's the best right now. I really don't see Juliana Pena beating her. That's like a joke. I just don't see it. She's not. She doesn't have the physical strength to knock her out. So I don't see that happening. And her wrestling, that's to be seen. We'll see how that fares against Amanda Nunes. But every fight starts with the hands. So Amanda Nunes. And as far as going down, I do not know who Geoff Neal is, and I do not know who Santiago, whatever. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I'm not even trying. His last name is as crazy as mine. But if I'm going off of looks, I'm gonna go with Santiago. If I'm going with in the fight after that, I'm gonna go with Cody Garbrandt versus Kai Kara. So that's what I see as far as that. If you guys are interested in fights, sometimes I'll speak on fights and go from there. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the fights. That's an interesting card. I did not know that card was this week. I thought that card was like towards the end of this year, going into New Year's or close to New Year's, so that's interesting. But yeah, that's my pick. You said okay, nice. Jacqueline, you asked for Crow. Okay, I missed that. Let's see, Crow. Ooh, is that a stock, Jacqueline? Because if that's a crypto, it has to be this one here. Okay. Yeah, this might be the one you're asking me about. All right, let me analyze this for a second. Let me get an idea what this market's doing here. Take that off for a second. So far, it's holding this order box, as you see, and you see buyers are entering the space, and there was not, nope, never mind. There was no divergence here On the 4-hour, let's go lower, see what's happening. See if there was any divergence on the lower time frames. Let's see. Nope, no divergence here. We were flat here, made a double bottom. Let me get my drawing brush out. So we made a double bottom. You see buyers came into the market and then they fell off. And then you see sellers were weak here at this support, and then buyers came in strong. So we made a pretty strong double bottom here with buyers entering the market. So this was a good indication that the market was going to go higher. Only thing that I say, there was no bear or no bullish divergence to get in on that. So you would have to play price action or probably go lower. Let's see how low I could go, if there's any divergence on the lower charts. So we are in the zone. Yeah, sadly, there's no way you could have gotten in here unless you just played price action. Yeah, you would have to definitely play price action in this, because there was no way to get in here, especially looking here. Yeah, I don't see it. But you would be able to tell that the market was getting weaker only because you saw sellers start to leave the market. Sellers started to leave the market back here. Even though the market still dropped lower, sellers were starting to decrease until we got up to here. Sellers really, really started to decrease right there. And you see the market moved up. They try to jump back in the market, but you see what happened here. I don't know if you saw the analysis on this one, Jacqueline. But this one here it does look still bullish though. But we are at a current level of support or no resistance here, so I would be mindful of this. And this is a 15. Watch that level and watch. Actually, no, just watch that level. Let me go back. Yeah, just watch this level here, because we do have buyers entering the market right now. So this is pretty good indication. If we break here, yeah, you have a good chance of going higher. So set a alert here. And where can you buy this at, Crow? I have never heard of this. But anyway, what I was saying, if price manages to get above this price, which is at 62 cents, 3.55, buy it. At least that's what I would do personally. If I like day trading wise, that's what I would look to do. Look to buy somewhere in here and then take off. Stop loss, keep it really tight here. Stop loss will be underneath here. So yeah, entry, stop loss. So yeah, this is what I would look at, because I do see buyers are being aggressive here, and we are showing some buying pressure. You can't jump the gun yet. You have 47 minutes until this candle closes. I will put a buy stop above this candle. Yeah, maybe even a little bit lower, like right in here. And then let the market trigger you in, maybe even a little higher. Let the market trigger you in. After the market triggers you in, you're in the market. So, and you're close to support anyway, so looks like this market should be good. Let's see it on the daily. I don't like the daily chart, and I don't like the weekly chart, but based off the 4-hour, you should hold here pretty well and go higher. So we will see what happens here. All right. All right. That being said, if there are no other requests tonight, I will go ahead and close this live stream. I'll wait a few seconds, just to see if there's any requests. If not, I'm gonna be gone. I appreciate you guys taking the time out to watch this live stream. Y'all like really, y'all don't understand how much it means for y'all to take out y'all's time. I do appreciate that, taking out y'all's time to watch this. Let's see, nothing in the comments, nothing yet. All right. That being said, I hope you guys have a lovely night. Be praying, be fasting, have a good attitude. God looks at our attitudes as well. So have a good attitude going into this new season, going into every day. Even though life may not be as you want it to be, have a good attitude anyway. Try to have a good attitude despite, what, is going on in your life. Because having a good attitude also, God sees that. He's like, oh, they have a good attitude no matter what they're going through, and I'm blessed them for that. So consider that as well. But like I said, have a good attitude. Enjoy what you're doing, and stay focused and be attentive to what's going on in the crypto space. And I will hope to see you guys in the morning. I'm going to start live stream at 9 in the morning, so I will see y'all if y'all decide to jump on. That being said, God bless you guys. Love you guys. Peace.